Good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this channel, a channel dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So, as the Jackrabbit says, it's time to get to it. So, it's a series that we are doing for the month of December called My 31 Favorite Rock Albums from December. So this could be any year going back to 1963 all the way up to 2024. The only stipulation here is they have to be released in December. I didn't put any limitations on how many bands or how many albums per band or any of that stuff, because there wasn't a ton of really good solid albums in December because of the nature of it being in December. A lot of bands didn't really want to release albums so late in the year because they would miss all the award ceremonies and such. So the album that I've chosen today, I actually own this album now. I didn't in the day. I always kind of like the cover on it quite a bit. So this is day number 5 of my 31 favorite rock albums from the that were released in December. So this will be album number 27, I believe. Yep. Oh, excuse me. And the album is Alice Cooper's From the Inside. Sorry, I got something in my throat. So, yeah, pretty solid album. I've gotten this since I've been on the channel. Been listening to it a little bit. It hasn't made it to my playlist just yet, so it's still fairly new, but I know I like it a lot. There's lots of good, solid stuff on here. Jackknife Johnny's on here. I always find Alice Cooper stuff is kind of a little bit raunchy, if you know what I mean. His voice is kind of rough and scraggly a bit, and the music is kind of the same. A little bit of a hard rock theme. I would never venture to call this heavy metal or anything, but it definitely has that raunchy flavor to it. Usually most of his stuff is kind of a little on the creepy side too. The album cover is a little on the creepy side. A typical look for Alice Cooper. This album, I believe, was released fairly, I think this is like his third or maybe it's his fourth solo album. So originally, for those of you who haven't followed Alice Cooper, so Alice Cooper was a band. I think they had about maybe 5 or 6 or maybe as many as 8 albums as a band, and then Alice Cooper himself took on the name and went solo, and all those guys went by the wayside, but he formed his own solo band, and this was one of the albums in that discography. I think it's the third or fourth one, can't quite remember, but really solid album. Pretty heavy. It's definitely an album that will get a chance to be in the playlist. I've got a couple of other ones by him that are still new to me that I haven't had a chance to listen to that will probably all get in the playlist. He's a guy that's kind of growing on me over time. Last year or this year, was it this year? It might have been last year, he released another new album, which I thought was really good. And so I've got about 3 or 4 or 5 of his albums now, and it's slowly, it always kind of amazes me because I always thought, he's a guy with his stage antics and the way he plays and being a hard rock guy and kind of creepy. I always thought that he would be somebody that would be naturally somebody I would go to since I was a Kiss fan. The thing is that for me, I think what probably hurt Alice Cooper is that at the time, I saw him as a bit of a rival to Kiss, so I was not pleased with that. So I think that's part of the thing. And the other part is that his music is a little bit more not as hard rock, maybe a little bit, the lyrics are a little better, a little bit more creepy, more Halloween-like, where Kiss was much more straight-head hard rock. And I think that's what captured them for me and maybe hurt him a little bit. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of my 31 favorite rock albums from the year, from December. And this album from 1978. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. And don't forget the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the series. And if you want to make any comments about the album that we did today, Alice Cooper in general, or the band, or any history of Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper has a bit of a complex history. You can put that in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer any questions and, read what you've said or whatever you want to say as well. And hope you have a good day and a good evening, and we will see you tomorrow with another episode. So take care and have a good one. Goodbye.